Hello viewers, well recently I went along to Slightly Mad Studios to check out the latest build of cars, and we can see here a bit of karting action. Now at the moment this is still at a very early stage, of course. The AI is not complete, anything like that, but I thought I'd try out the kart again, hammering it round on here. It's really nice to play the game on a sort of top powered PC, see what it's all about, and of course this course has lots of undulation in it, lots of fun to drive around as the kart bounces around as I find my feet around the circuit. So I went along, I had a little test. On this particular occasion, and I'll point this out with a few of the different cars, I wasn't able to set the steering as I would like it, but it was adaptable and easy enough to get used to with the karts. Of course, still a work in progress at the moment. I'd like to play them more. Always lots of fun. These new courses really nicely designed. You can see there the AI is still very aggressive at the moment, so it's difficult getting a race out of them. But it's coming along. I mean, obviously since the early stage, I mean last time I played it was back in November, and since then of course we've had lots of new sort of courses announced. We've had a lot of refinements to the force feedback and to the physics side of things, which are improving on a regular basis. So say improving, as they improve one part, often that will destabilize another part, so it's a kind of a balancing process of when they change one thing, the effect it has on all the different cars. So you do generally need to, when you install a new build, if there is major alterations to the settings, you'll need to take those into account. So of course on this occasion I didn't really have the time to sort out the settings, and the default for me in, say, the Formula B wasn't exactly ideal. Well, actually I found the default didn't work for me at all. I had to change it to actually make it drivable. But I did a whole bunch of laps in this kart, and you'll have seen the video with the time of day recently where I was doing it in the Radical. Loads of fun, there has to be said. Into the Formula B now, so first time playing it since November, beginning of November, and you can see it's obviously graphics have moved forward slightly. We've got the new steering wheel, details on the interior. We actually have legs in there as well, and lighting has been altered. Lots of little details. Of course, braking points have changed. The way suspension moves has changed. I'm not able to use the full road at the moment because I'm not confident in the slightest. I found that my steering was oversteering, very sensitive, so I've needed to alter it, and of course it's now made the car a little understeery in the process, but it was the only way to get the car around the course, I would say, cleanly when making these videos. I mean, often when making these videos I will I'll look to make the car playable enough just to get me round to make it nice and clean, but as for pushing the limit, you really need to have a perfect steering setup, and then you can really start wringing out the car and understanding the physics a bit better as well, what you can and you can't do. These curves have changed through the chicane, now much more challenging than they were before. So we go on this downhill section, and this section in particular was a little bit tricky. Without some alteration to the steering, the car would sort of oversteer to the right there before completing a lap. Now I've got the AI on a hard setting at the moment. I just wanted to see what the AI were capable of on this circuit. This is the one true circuit where the AI have actually been set up properly. They seem to be a little bit more mindful of your existence on some of the other circuits, but again I will stress that is a great deal of that is down to early development at the moment, and there's still a long way to go. What have we got? 9 months until Project Cars comes out, and then of course I do get asked quite often about conversions to consoles. Well, all I can say on that at the moment is there is talk of a Wii U version, but there's nothing official. Whether it's going to come out on consoles, or it's going to be a boxed version, it looks likely now. And if there is a console version, will it be the same as the PC version? Well, obviously the graphics will have to be restricted slightly, as will the physics, because I'm sure there's bags of physics stuff going on underneath that could potentially slow down the game. Either way though, for the PC owners, it's certainly looking the part, and we'll have to wait and see whether the boxed product option is the best option for them. I think in the short term it definitely is, but I guess it all comes down to investment when making something like this, and these racing games are extraordinarily expensive to produce, especially when you're using these different circuits, different cars, and everything needs its own licensing agreements, and I should imagine they're also very costly. As I complete my second lap now, the difference here being that I'm not making the massive ground down this straight that I was making earlier. In fact, I'm holding a few cars behind me. but I've got enough speed to hold them behind me, so I'm not too bothered about that lot. Making stabs, but you can see one thing is actually the replays. I have to say the replays are absolutely stunning. And when you look at the car model and how it's moved on since the earlier builds, nice suspension around the rear, the way the bodywork looks, everything else, really nice details. I love the car models, and I love the when you see the photo shots now, you know, the look of the tyres in particular, really nice detail on there. And we'll look at a little bit of that in the upcoming Project Cars Formula 1, Formula A video. As well as some of the community paint jobs, because they are looking absolutely spectacular at the moment. There's guys out there doing a really good job. I have to say, making some really great F1 and racing examples, if you like, though that report will focus on the F1 cars. So as I complete my lap now, certainly a difference to the handling. It seems to have moved on. I'm not entirely comfortable with it at the moment, but I'm sure it'll all come together in the end. And I look forward to testing it out again in the coming months, and eventually, once we get our own PC, having a proper regular hands-on. But that's it for Project Cars, and we've got a Project Cars Formula 1 video to come in the next few days. But that's it from me for now, viewers. As ever, more soon.